Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. And today, in celebration of having been on BookTube for 10 years, I'm going to have a look back through some of my oldest videos. Right, so today I am sat at my computer, hence why my face is much nearer to the camera than usual, and I'm hoping that I am recording my screen and doing everything correctly, and I am going to go back through some of my old videos on my BookTube channel. I'm going to watch in full my first video because that one is very, very short, and then some of the later ones I will just watch a few clips of, and we'll kind of have a quick look back through 10 years of Books and Things. I do have 1,000 videos on my channel, so I'm obviously not going to go back through all of them, but let's have a look at a few. As you can see when you're on my BookTube channel normally, it is organised by the most recent videos, but instead we're going to go back to the oldest videos. As you can tell from some of the pictures, when I joined BookTube at least, I don't know if it's still true when you're early on YouTube, but you couldn't do customized thumbnails. It just picked a thumbnail for you until you got a certain amount of subscribers. Maybe it still does that, but yes. Okay, right, let's watch my very first video back from the 6th of June 2015.
So I have my tea, I have my bookshelf, I have a very precariously balanced camera. I think I'm ready to begin.
That's my old tea intro. I do love that I still have the same teapot. I'm terrified that I'm going to break it one day and it'll be like the end of an era on my BookTube channel. Yeah, my copy of Our Mutual Friend is looking a bit less battered than it is now. I'm enjoying that I had forgotten I had a Penguin Classics mug in that video, and I have one for this video by chance, which is excellent fun. I had also forgotten about that old mug. I feel like I may have broken that one now. I haven't seen that for a while. This was a mug I got for free from work because at this point I worked at the Jane Austen Centre. You may notice that Sense and Sensibility is spelt wrong, hence why I got the mug for free. Yeah, it's weird that I have been doing the tea intro since the beginning with like the same music, but obviously like the font has changed and everything else, and like my timing of the tea pouring is not the same, but anyway.
My name's Katie and I like books.
My little camera wobble.
About a year ago I started a literary blog called Books and Things, where I review a different book every week. I review anything and everything from fantasy to literary fiction, from short stories to the odd thriller, basically because I read and enjoy a lot of different books.
It does feel quite strange to look back on my little 22-year-old self, because obviously I look quite similar in some ways, and I do have the same haircut. I haven't had the same haircut all 10 years.
I've been thinking for ages about starting up a BookTube channel as well.
The sound quality is so bad and my camera is so wobbly.
Which I could use for something slightly different to my blog, but I kept putting it off for ages. Last week I'd pretty much decided that I was never ever going to do this. And then I watched a video by Jen Campbell called Let's Talk About BookTube, which I will link in the thing below. In this video, Jen Campbell spoke about everything that makes BookTube wonderful and exciting and really good fun, and I remembered not only why I love watching BookTube videos so much, but also why I might quite like to make them.
In this setup that I had in my little student bedroom in Bath, because when I started my BookTube channel I was doing a master's in creative writing at Bath Spa. I lived in a flat share in an old Georgian building at the top. It was very, very damp. Here, in this old video, I'm sat on my bed in front of my bookshelves, and my bedside table is on the bed as well, in front of me, with several books on top of it and my old digital camera perched on top of it, wobbling. So the reason why it's wobbling is because every time I move slightly, the bedside table that is on the bed wobbles. That was how messy my initial filming setup was, because I wanted to film in front of my bookshelves, and that was where the only bookshelf was in that room. Also, the sound quality is so bad. Like, I know my sound quality has never been the best of all of BookTube, but I feel like in general now, the like entry point to BookTube or to YouTube in general, like you're much more likely to start with higher quality videos and higher quality sound, just because smartphones are really good now, and often have good like video and microphone capabilities. Whereas like when I joined BookTube, I think I did have a smartphone, but I think I'd had a smartphone for like maybe only a year. Yeah, I think I probably got a smartphone in 2014, and the video like wasn't good or anything like that. So this is recorded on a digital camera, which I mostly use for taking photographs, but was also okay-ish for taking video, although it could only record 8 minutes of video at a time, and the memory card could only store 16 minutes of video at a time. So for my longer videos later on, I ended up just like, yeah, having to stop every 8 minutes, which was not fun. Anyway, let's keep watching the video.
Basically, I like talking about books to anyone who will listen, so I think BookTube might just suit me. The other thing Jane Campbell spoke...
I feel like I'm so unnatural in this video. I feel like I'm now much more comfortable in front of a camera, which makes sense, but hey.
...about in her video was that she'd like to see more people on BookTube making videos about literary fiction. And I thought, yeah, okay, I could do that. A lot of people on BookTube are talking about YA.
I don't like literary fiction. I'm sorry, young Katie. You will learn that that's not what you like. You like reading group fiction and some literary fiction, but yeah, anyway.
And I've never really known if that's just because people who watch BookTube only really want to hear about YA, or if maybe there's some kind of gap that isn't really being filled. And while I love John Green as much as the next person, the majority of what I read is literary fiction and classics. I love books that don't really fit into the genre categories. Authors such as Diane Setterfield, who wrote
not
The
literary,
13th
Katie.
Tale, or books like Kazuo Ishiguro's Remains of the Day. I also really love 19th century literature. My favourite authors ever are Jane Austen and Charles Dickens. They're just...
I mean, that is still true, so, you know, wise young Katie.
Such wonderful, wonderful authors. I love them. They are my favourite people ever. My favourite novel of all time is Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. It's just so good. It is the best book ever. Just a bit of background about me. I did my undergrad degree in English literature and history, and I'm currently doing a master's in creative writing. Like many bookish people, I am much better at written communication than verbal communication, so I feel like I'm taking a bit of a risk doing this. Also, like many bookish people, I don't get on very well with technology.
I find that really weird too, because like, obviously it's been 10 years and I've changed quite a lot as a person, but like I consider myself now as someone who is quite good technologically. Not necessarily like with hardware, but certainly with computer software and like video editing and stuff. I'm now really good at all that stuff. I suppose at this point, like this was before I had had a proper office job. I think I'd done some temping, but like I hadn't worked really regularly in an office, and learnt that I was actually quite good with computers. So anyway.
Generally, when laptops, cameras, phones, anything come anywhere near me, they just break and die. So just how this whole editing malarkey will go remains to be seen. However, I will try my best. I'd like to try and use this channel for something slightly different to my blog. I'm going to keep doing weekly book reviews there, so I probably won't do many book reviews here, but I will do the general BookTube.
My blog died many years ago. I found my space in BookTube, and I like it here much more than writing a blog.
Stuff, wrap-ups, and all of that kind of thing. Also, on my blog, I tend to review books that have been published in the last 5 to 10 years, so it'll be really nice to be able to use this channel to talk more about all the old books that I love. So basically, please subscribe if you would like to hear more from me, and please bear with me as I'm very new to this. However, I will be back soon with more bookish stuff. In the meantime, happy reading.
It feels very strange to return to my first ever video. I feel weird that I didn't say right so hello at the beginning of the video. That feels strange, but obviously that came later. Let's have a look at one of my other videos. Let's go a little bit further ahead. Oh look, so I've changed background already here. Yeah, let's see what I have to say about Jane Austen.
So, let's talk about Jane Austen. Now, I like Jane Austen. I like Jane Austen a lot. Like, a lot. Here are some Jane Austen books I own. Here are some more Jane Austen books I own. Here are several screen adaptations of Jane Austen books that I own on DVD. Here's my Jane Austen t-shirt. Here's my Jane Austen bag. Here's a little Jane Austen illustration that hangs on my wall. Here are my Jane Austen mugs. And here's me dressed up as Kitty Bennett at the Jane Austen Centre where I worked until a few weeks ago. You could say I'm obsessed. You might be right.
It's weird watching like old videos because I feel like my like talking style, my making video style feels like much less naturalistic, but it is like, it's just the kind of different style of making videos, I suppose. I feel like I've gotten more into my style as time has gone on. And here, yeah, tea intro, the teapot, I still have it.
So, as I made pretty clear in my...
So we've got a different background again. So this is actually the bookshelf in my parents' house, because I, after my masters, moved back in with my parents for a while. Am I going to watch much of this video? I don't know. Am I just going to watch intros? let's watch a little
talk
bit.
about a Dickens video. My favourite author of all time is Charles Dickens. However, Jane Austen is my second.
On the one hand, I feel like I look quite similar. On the other hand, my face is definitely slightly different. I definitely have a slightly older face now, but hey, that's what 10 years will do. So what next should we watch? Oh yes, I remember this video. This is still a favourite video of mine.
Is it sad that Jane Austen never got married?
No.
Remember 2 weeks ago when I made a video in which I rambled at you about Jane Austen for well over 10 minutes? I remember when you thought that I had probably said
I love that in like a few months of living back at my parents' house, the bookshelves have got suddenly an awful lot fuller.
Jane Austen for a while. You were wrong. I think because until last month I'd been working at the Jane Austen Centre for nearly a year, I'd gotten into the habit of talking about Jane Austen 8 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week, and suddenly I don't have to do that anymore, and I don't know what to do with all my Jane Austen thoughts. I just don't know where to put them, so I'm putting them here.
I find my old videos so cringy, but they're quite fun. I mean, they're still fine, but I'm just very like, I don't know, it feels much more forced, I suppose, as a way of talking, but yeah.
Working at the Jane Austen Centre, one of the things that people commented on all the time or asked me questions about was Jane Austen's love life. A lot of people would ask me how accurate the film Becoming Jane was, for example. A lot of people would ask, you know, who was Mr. Darcy based on? And on a weekly, if not daily basis, when I was working at the Jane Austen Centre, visitors would come up to me and say, isn't it really sad that Jane Austen never got married?
I'll leave all the videos I've watched linked down below in case you fancy going and watching them in full, and looking at my like little awkward 22-year-old self. What other videos do we have back in the day? Oh, it's Jane Austen week. Okay, it's becoming very Jane Austen themed, this video so far, isn't it? But I'd forgotten that my author week started so soon. December 2015. So yeah, I did my like author weeks quite quickly. Fun.
So I'm wearing my Pride and Prejudice t-shirt and I have my Pride and Prejudice mug. I should give you a clue. So anyway, hello and welcome back to Books and Things. Today is just a very quick video, just a little introduction to something exciting that's going to be happening on my channel in the next week, starting tomorrow up till Sunday. So this coming Wednesday, the 16th of December, is Jane Austen's birthday. This Wednesday, Jane Austen will be 240 years old.
And that's weird because she's going to be 250 years this December because, you know, it's been a really long time. Okay, right. Let's have a look at another video. Moving into 2016, and here we have my 2 weeks of Charles Dickens, my What the Dickens. This is a different background, but it is the same room. I've just moved over slightly. And look, there's my Dickens picture in the background of my video there, and there it is in the background of my video here behind me. You know, still got Dickens here to keep me company. This is February 2016 when I did my 2 weeks of Charles Dickens. And some of these videos are still like my most watched videos, even though some of them I express opinions I have like changed my mind slightly on, and some of them I talk so fast. I mean, I know I talk really quickly all the time, but I do now digitally slow down my videos in a way that I didn't then. And also like my What the Dickens series, I just got like really excited and spoke so quickly in some of these videos. Anyway.
So hello and welcome to the 7th.
So I said so hello, but not right so hello.
7th of February. Now the 7th of February is a very exciting special day because the 7th of February happens to be the birthday of this gentleman behind me.
Still have that mug.
So today, the 7th of February, is Charles Dickens' birthday, which means today Charles Dickens is 204 years old, which is quite cool and I feel deserves some celebration. So in honour of Charles Dickens' birthday, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing a video every single day about a different Charles Dickens book.
Let's go watch one of the other ones.
So here we are. The time has come. The final day of What the Dickens. I hope you have enjoyed this glorious 2 weeks of Dickens. Please let me know in the comments what you have thought, if you have enjoyed it. I hope you would have liked it. I hope to do more of these style things in the future. I really enjoyed doing.
I don't know if I just sounded posher when I was 22, or if I was just like putting on a posher voice for camera. I don't know, but I feel like my accent has slightly changed. It may be that when I went away to university, I like lost my London accent a bit, and then when I moved back to London, I got it back a bit, but I don't know.
Jane Austen back in December. I've enjoyed this. Maybe, who knows, April will bring a Bronte week. We'll have to see. But for now, it is time to tell you about my favourite Dickens novel, my favourite novel of all time. This is going to be a long video, guys. I love this book so much. It is, of course, the beautiful Our Mutual Friend.
This book looks so much less pristine now, but I still do love it a lot, and it is still my favourite book. What else should we watch? There's a Bronte week here. We're not going to look at Bronte week, though. We're going to look at, where's it gone? Bonus Bronte. This is still one of my favourite videos I've ever made. The Drunk Man in the Metaphorical Attic, which is a play on a essay about Jane Eyre called The Mad Woman in the Attic. And it's me talking about the narrative similarities and plot structure similarities between Jane Eyre and The Tenant of Wildfire Hall. And I still think this is like literary theory wise, on a academic literary level, I still think this is the most interesting video I've ever made.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things.
The Right So Hello has appeared. Fun. So when's this? This is May 2016. So by May 2016, so 9 years ago, I had got my little intro down. Cool.
So I know 2 weeks ago I did a Bronte week and I spoke a lot about the Brontes and there was plenty Bronte to be getting on with, but I didn't say everything that I wanted to say. Just before Bronte week, while I was rereading The Tenant of Wildfire Hall, I posted on Twitter that I'd realised that in some ways The Tenant of Wildfire Hall is like Jane Eyre, with the genders reversed, and people were curious for me to go into more detail about this, and I didn't manage to say everything I wanted to say on the subject in Bronte week, so I thought I would make a separate video talking about Jane Eyre and The Tenant of Wildfire Hall.
We don't need all the spoilers for those two books, so yeah. We're still in my parents' house. Oh, the Our Mutual Friend, the Dickens along started. I didn't realise that was so early on, but I guess it was. I can't miss the first Victober announcement. Oh, and I did the TBR at the same time. Okay, right. This is fun. So the first Victober was October 2016, which means that this year will be the 10th Victober, because I know it's 9 years since it started, but because the Victober readathons bookend it.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to a very exciting video. I am very excited.
Me too.
Today I'm going to be doing my Victorian October announcement and TBR. So
it feels weird that I called it Victorian October at the beginning, and Victober was the hashtag, but not what it was called, and now it's just Victober.
So I've mentioned a few times in the previous months that I was planning on doing something called Victorian October. The basic premise of Victorian October is to read more Victorian literature in the month of October. So Victorian October is going ahead, and it is being hosted by me, by Yamini from The Skeptical Reader, by Anne from Beyond the Pages, by Alicia from Ex Libris, and also by Kate Howell. We are all very excited to be embarking upon a Victorian October. So today I thought I would tell you a little bit more about our plans for Victorian October, a few things about some challenges we have for everyone else who might want to join in, and also talk you through my TBR for the month.
So fun that Victober has been going for such a long time, and me and Kate Howe are still hosting it together. The others aren't really on BookTube anymore at all, but we're still going, and we still love Victober, so yeah. Okay, let's have a look at some of my Victober videos from the first ever Victober. What should we go for? Let's go for my favourite Victorian novels, and here we are in a different background again.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video in the glorious Victorian October. Today I'm going to be talking about my favourite Victorian novels. I sat down and wrote a list of my favourite Victorian novels. There are 20, we'll probably be here for a while. Grab yourself a cup of tea and let's talk about Victorian literature.
So this was back in my first flat that me and Nick shared. It was very, very small, and whenever I filmed, I couldn't open the door to the room because I was sat in front of the door. That was the only place I could film.
So as I said, I have 20 books to talk to you about today. Only 5 of them by Dickens. You should all be very impressed by my restraint. I'm going to go through an order from 20 to 1. At number 20, Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell.
Wives and Daughters at number 20? Are you mad? Wives and Daughters belongs way further up than that.
Elizabeth Gaskell is one of my favourite Victorian authors. Probably my 3rd favourite author of all time, I reckon. Elizabeth Gaskell is brilliant, and I love that all of her novels are so different.
So now we're into, I guess, 2017. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that Victorian literature series where I talked about 2 novels, 2 Victorian novels that looked at a particular theme. I'd forgotten I did that.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to the second video in my Not So Hypothetical Literature course series. If you do not know what this series is, basically back in October of last year, I did a Q&A video, and Chbosky asked me what my hypothetical Victorian literature course would be if I were a professor at a university. I then made a video about this hypothetical literature course, and people seemed to like the idea, so I decided I would make it a not so hypothetical Victorian literature course.
Goodness, do I talk fast. Oh look, we have another author week. We have 2 weeks of Thomas Hardy. Let's watch the introduction, shall we? Or some of the introduction.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to a very exciting fortnight of videos on my channel. Welcome to 2 weeks of Thomas Hardy. So those of you who have been watching my channel for really quite a while, by which I mean like over a year, may remember that previously in the past of my channel I have done various author weeks.
I like that watching my channel for really quite a while was at that point like a year. And now, if you've been watching my channel for really quite a while, it might genuinely be really quite a while. Okay, so when's this? This is now May 2017. So still in the first like 2 years of my channel. Okay, 2 years on BookTube, Q&A, back when 2 years on BookTube felt like a long time. Many videos, lots of videos about Dickens. Victober 2017, I guess. 2 weeks of Elizabeth Gaskell. Yeah, okay. Basically, I'm just watching my author weeks because I'm still really proud of these, and I feel like I used up them. Like I've now done the author weeks on all the authors who I've read everything by. Anyway.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to the first in a little mini series on Elizabeth Gaskell.
Look, my hair's got long and we've moved backgrounds. This was a different flat.
Yes, that's right. It is finally time for another author week, and for today and the next 2 weeks I'm going to be talking about the amazing Victorian novelist Elizabeth Gaskell.
She is amazing. She is amazing indeed. When's this video from then? We are in September 2017.
Elizabeth Gaskell was born on the 29th of September 1810 and died on the 12th of November 1865. Which means this Friday it is the 207th birthday of Elizabeth Gaskell, and as Elizabeth Gaskell's birthday is coming up, I thought I would celebrate it by finally doing a long-promised 2 weeks of Elizabeth Gaskell. I love Elizabeth Gaskell very, very much. She is my second favourite author after Charles Dickens, I think I have decided. I think she beats Jane Austen. I love Elizabeth Gaskell.
I don't know that that is true. I think she's joint with Jane Austen and also with Anthony Trollope, like all in third place. Actually, that's just a massive spoiler for like the video I'm putting up in 2 days' time about my favourite authors, but anyway, it's fun to see how your opinions on your favourites change, especially because for me, like my absolute favourite author being Dickens will probably never change, but I'll just have like a big debate about who's number 2. Okay, I still quite enjoyed this video too.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and today I thought I would make a video talking a bit about Georgelia and why she is really not for me.
I enjoyed this video. I still get quite a lot of angry comments on this video telling me that I should like Georgelia and that I've misunderstood her. This is from November 2017. I don't actually want to watch that much of this video. I feel like there are so many videos and years of videos for me to go through, but I did enjoy that video. Okay, many videos. Okay, so we're into 2018 now, and this is when I did my first like favourites week, which I guess was for reaching 5,000 subscribers, maybe? Yes, because it's top 5s, I think. Yeah.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and today, welcome to Favourites Week.
Oh, this was fun. I enjoyed doing this, I remember that.
So a couple of weeks ago, I reached 5,000 subscribers on this channel, which is quite a lot of people, which is slightly weird, but also very exciting. And I'm very, very grateful to everyone who watches my channel. BookTube has become a massive part of my life over the last 2.5 years, and I love it a lot. And I really, really enjoy making videos and talking to people in the comments and meeting new friends via BookTube. So it's very exciting that there are 5,000 people who want to hear me ramble about Victorian literature at great length and great speed. So, you know, that's always good.
I'm glad that by this point in my time on BookTube, I had fully embraced the fact that I spoke really quickly and there was nothing to be done about it. I feel like for the first year, I tried so hard, and then I was like, you know what? I just can't speak slowly. I've tried. I try so much, but it's impossible for me. So there we go. I also still like stand by all the things I just said in that video. Like I'm still so grateful to everyone who watches my channel, and this is still such a big part of my life, a bigger part of my life, I suppose, 10 years on, and with like 30,000 or 32,000, whatever it is now, people, like it's very, very cool. And obviously I know that like a big chunk of those people aren't actually watching, but still there is a lovely community here and I really value it. Yeah, it's weird looking back on those videos. I feel like my like tone of speaking has become like more natural by this point, but it's still like slightly different to now, I guess. Yeah, okay, and now into the time of the Bleak House read-along and the Dancing Music of Time read-along. I forgot I did that really long read-along as well. Yeah, Oh, when it's Barsetshire Week, talking about Anthony Trollope.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to Barsetshire Week. For the whole of this week, I'm going to be talking about Anthony Trollope's brilliant book series, The Barchester Chronicles.
Brilliant. It's called The Barsetshire Chronicles, Katie, not The Barchester Chronicles. What are you doing?
This week is going to be somewhat similar in structure to my general author weeks that I've done before, where I talk about all of the books by a particular author in order from my least favourite to my favourite, going over 1 week or two. I've done this before with Jane Austen, with Charles Dickens, with Elizabeth Gaskell, with the Brontes and with Thomas Hardy. I'll link down below all of those playlists. Now, I would really love to do a author week / month on Anthony Trollope, but unfortunately he wrote 45 novels and I have read about 10.
But I've now read like 40 of the 47, so, you know, I've made progress. Oh, look, it's the first time I read The Watchmaker of Filigree Street.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and today I'm going to be reviewing the amazing The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley, which is probably my favourite book of the year so far.
Such a good book.
I spoke about how much I love this book in my April wrap-up, and I think I also said that I would either do an individual review on it or a review alongside her second book, The Bedlam Stacks.
Oh, look. Is this the first Jane Austen July? I think it's the first Jane Austen July.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and today I'm here in my Pride and Prejudice t-shirt with my Pride and Prejudice necklace, which can mean only one thing. Today I'm here to do my announcement video for Jane Austen July. So Jane Austen July is a month-long readathon celebrating the author Jane Austen. Both me and Marissa from Blatantly Bookish, who are going to be hosting it together, adore Jane Austen a lot, and we are incredibly excited to dedicate a month to talking about the work of Jane Austen. We have several exciting challenges, which hopefully you guys will want to participate in as well. We also have lots of video plans coming. We were going to make the readathon just 2 weeks, but then we had so many challenge ideas and so many video ideas and so many books we wanted to read that we thought we might as well make it the whole of July. And
so yeah, that's the first Jane Austen July in 2018. Very fun. Oh, this is the first time I did Vlogmas. I think I've done Vlogmas twice. Maybe I've only done Vlogmas the once. Is that true? I'm going to try and do Vlogmas this year. I have a plan, but we'll see whether or not that happens. But here I did Vlogmas in, I guess, 2018?
right, so
yeah, 2018.
hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video, and welcome to Vlogmas.
I forgot I did a different intro sound. That's quite cute. Well done, past Katie.
I have decided to do Vlogmas on my channel this year, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm not sure whether I will actually manage to complete the Vlogmas, but I would like to try.
Have I been doing 5 Victorian novels about that long? Wow. I love this little book series. So this is it back in 2019. Yeah, okay, so we're in 2019 now.
Welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be carrying on with my 5 Victorian novels
so I'd
about
started
series,
it already
and
by
today
now.
I have for you all 5 Victorian novels about respectability.
So yeah, I obviously had started doing the 5 Victorian novels about series before this point. I didn't realise it
Now,
was that old.
respectability is one of my favourite themes in Victorian literature.
It
It's something
still
I
is.
find really, really interesting. Before I get into talking about the 5 books I want to tell you about today, I will quickly explain a little bit about what respectability is, because it's a concept that doesn't exist to the same degree in the present day.
Oh, and I did a series about working in publishing. I'd forgotten I'd done that. I'm still doing the Bleak House read along, of course I am. Oh look, I feel like this is the beginning of my goals spreadsheet.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. And today I thought I would do another quarterly goals update.
July 2019 we're at now. So 2019 I think is the year I started doing my goals spreadsheet.
So I did one of these at the end of March, talking about how my goals have been going in the first 3 months of the year, and I thought I would now do one, now that we are 6 months through the year.
I want to see the spreadsheet, that's what I'm here for.
A glorious spreadsheet, which I'm greatly still enjoying filling out. So I talked about this a little bit in my last quarterly goal.
I'm really enjoying still having a spreadsheet, though I like the different way I do my spreadsheet now. We're into Victober 2019 now, and here we're into my like top 10 favourites week, which means I've reached 10,000 subscribers, so that's very exciting. Let's watch this little intro, because I do like a little intro.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. And today this is going to be a bit of a channel catch-up, I suppose, and the introduction to Favourites Week. So, recently on on this channel I reached 10,000 subscribers, which is really quite a lot of people, which is quite weird. Like that's
You have no idea, Katie.
actually quite a lot of people. And obviously I know that like not 10,000 people actually like watch my videos very regularly. And
I like that I just basically said that about my current subscriber count 2 minutes ago. Okay.
and many of those accounts may be like unactive or not actually watch YouTube very much or not watch my videos very much. But there's still quite a lot of people who were like yes and clicked on the subscribe button, which is a bit weird, but also quite exciting. Like I feel like 10,000 feels like quite a big milestone. Like I remember when I started BookTube being like 500 subscribers would be really nice. I'd be really happy with that number. And now I'm like I don't really know what happened. But in a good way. So
Yeah, I still feel like that a bit. Yeah.
I'm very excited. That's really nice. I wanted to say thank you because I really appreciate everyone who does watch my videos and who enjoys them and gets something out of them. Whether or not you have been here like from the beginning, like more than 4 years ago now, or whether you are a recent subscriber, I'm really grateful to everyone who watches my videos. I have been on BookTube, like I said, for just over 4 years. It's a very big part of my life and I really love it and I have a lot of fun on here making these videos. And running readathons like Victober and Austen July have become like real highlights of making BookTube for me and also highlights of just like my year in general.
It's interesting watching that video. I feel like you can tell my style has become much more natural. Like I definitely seem much more comfortable in front of the camera than 22-year-old Katie several years before. Okay, so now we're into 2020. That was a weird year, wasn't it? And in the course of 2020, during the pandemic, I moved house so much, which was not fun. What do I have to say in this catch-up? Shall we see?
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video.
So here we're in a different flat again, and I feel like by this point I had started digitally slowing down my videos, and I feel like you can tell. But yeah.
So, today I thought I would just have a kind of catch-up / chat with you guys. This is the first time I've sat down to film a video for just over 3 weeks, which is because I was moving house. So all the videos you've seen from me from the last 3 weeks have all been pre-filmed, except for the video that I put up on Thursday, which was just me rearranging my books in their new space. So it's been nearly 3 weeks since I sat down to film, which feels very weird, partly because that's much longer than it usually is between me sitting down to film, and also because the world has hugely changed in the last 3 weeks since I sat down to film, which is very, very strange. I feel like these have been 3 of the longest weeks ever. I'm sure everyone who is watching this video, like me, has had their lives affected by coronavirus. I feel like it would be really weird not to mention it, especially as I haven't filmed a video for a few weeks.
No, I feel like I don't want to watch that. I feel like I don't want to watch myself talk about coronavirus in 2020. Also weird that I called it coronavirus, not COVID. I feel like now we all call it COVID, but actually at that point we were calling it coronavirus more. Oh, that was strange to watch. Let's go forward through the weird year that was 2020. I think it does feel strange to me that like it's now been 5 years since 2020. It both feels like much more than 5 years ago and much less.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be doing a Q&A and answering lots of your questions. So, this Q&A is in celebration of me having been on BookTube for 5 years, which is very exciting. I have a lot of questions and only about 40 minutes to film, so...
Right, okay. Some Jane Austen July vlogs, and yeah, I didn't realise my video with Nick about Mansfield Park was such a long time ago. Oh, Victober 2020. Oh, and I've changed background again because, you know, as I said, 2020 was a year in which I moved house constantly, which wasn't fun in the middle of pandemic. Okay, we've got to the end of 2020 now. We're into 2021. I guess that means that we're now in this current home and in this current room. Before it was redecorated, but let's have a look at me rearranging my books, shall we? Oh look, I'm using my current font now. That's still the font I use 4 years on. When is this? Yeah, February 2021. I can talk, I guess, over this video. So yeah, here is me taking all the books out of boxes and putting them away. So that bookshelf there, like that corner there, is right behind me now, but obviously I've redecorated this room quite a lot. And it is nice to think I have now lived in the same place for 4 years after moving so often before that point. We're getting closer to the present day now, but it still feels quite a while ago. Oh, E.M. Forster week. I forgot I'd done an E.M. Forster week.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video.
Yes, I had definitely learnt to digitally slow myself down by this point.
Welcome to E.M. Forster week. This week on my channel is all about the author E.M. Forster.
I miss doing author weeks. I do, but I feel like I've done them on the classic authors that I've read everything by, and it feels weird to do them about a contemporary author because they might write more. I want to do something when I've finished all of Anthony Trollope's books, but it can't be an author week because he wrote so many. It would be 6 weeks, and also I don't think I could talk about all of his novels individually as a review because some of them I just don't remember well enough. Oh look, here's like one of my first reading lots of books in a day videos. Yeah. I forgot I've been doing them for so long as well. This is all feeling much more like current now. Like, you know, my thumbnails here look like they do now. I still use the same font. Like, I don't look that different. The background is different. This is before I decorated the room, but still, it doesn't feel that old. Oh, look, here's a video I definitely want to look back on. So this is October 2021. So it is still actually quite a while ago, but this is me talking about Hartwood Hall for the first time on BookTube.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video and welcome to the most exciting video that I will ever make.
Yeah,
I have a very exciting announcement to share with you all today that I have been wanting to talk about on this channel for ages and now I finally can. And so today I am beyond delighted to tell you about my debut novel, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall.
I look very excited, don't I? I was very excited. I am very excited. It's still very cool that I have books published. But yeah.
So, this is very exciting. So first off, if you're new here, hello. My name is Katie Lumsden and I like books a lot. I like reading books, I like editing books, and I like talking about books on the internet. And I also like to write books. I have been writing for nearly as long as I can remember. I think I've probably been writing stories nearly as long as I have been reading stories. And now, in a very exciting turn of events, my first novel, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall, is going to be published and it's going to be out in the world, and I'm just very, very excited.
Here we're on my 20 favourite classics, so I guess that is favourites weeks for reaching 20,000 subscribers. So when was that?
Right.
That was November 2021. Oh, and look, I've got short hair again.
Right, so hello,
I've returned to
welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video. And today, welcome to another favourites week.
So I've returned to my regular haircut of short hair in November 2021, and maybe I'll just have this haircut forever.
So, recently on this channel, Books and Things, I reached 20,000 subscribers, which is really quite a lot of people. If I stop and think about it, it is really quite a lot of people, and quite weird, but also in a very nice and lovely way.
How far am I going to go up? We're getting more to the present day. Like, I remember making these videos, like, properly, like in a way that I don't really with the really older videos. Like, I do obviously remember making some of them, but I don't remember making all of them. I remember making my first video ever, but I don't remember, like, generally making all those old videos, whereas these ones, like, I do remember them more. Oh look, it's the announcement for the Mega Dickens read along.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video. And today I'm very excited to be announcing a bit of a long-term reading project slash read-along that is going to be happening on this channel for the next 2 years. I'm about to start what I'm going to call a Mega Dickens read-along.
It's weird looking back on these videos because I remember, like, when I announced the Mega Dickens read along, I was like, oh, it's going to take 2 years. Like, that's such a long time. And now that's just over. That just happened. Those 2 years are gone. Also very weird watching these videos and just watching myself age in real time. But hey, I just don't feel like these videos are videos I made that long ago. Like my Let's Talk About Wilkie Collins video. Was that really in 2022? Was that 2.5 years ago? This was a fun video. Me going to see Hartwood Hall being printed. That was very, very cool.
Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things and welcome to another video. And today is a very exciting day because today I'm going off to the printers to see my book being printed.
That was a very cool day. Look at it go. So yeah, we're into July 2023. Oh look, here's some videos with me wearing the cardigan I'm currently wearing. yeah, I guess this just isn't that long ago, is it really? This all doesn't feel very long ago at all. I guess it is actually 2 years ago now. It is weird how time changes. Am I going to have a mini philosophical existential discussion in the middle of this video? Possibly, but like, I feel like when I was younger, time seemed to move more slowly. And I think it's partly to do with being a bit older, but I think it's also partly to do with like not moving job so often, not moving flat or home so often. You know, I've now lived in the same place for several years. I've now been freelance for, I think, 3 years. And I kind of intend to be a freelance editor forever, which might not work, but like at the present moment, that is my intention. So like, because I don't have those big like life shifts of like moving house and moving jobs, therefore like time moves faster, or like feels like it moves faster. But like, it really doesn't feel like this was 2 years ago. Yeah, we must be getting up to soon the redecoration of this room. Here's my redecoration video. I enjoyed this.
Right, so hello and welcome back to
So
Books
here's my
and Things,
actual,
and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of a library tour.
We're definitely less than 2 years ago now, because I am wearing the same glasses currently as I am in that video. And I've got the same background now, like my shelves are still in this position, which is fun.
To redecorate this room.
Oh, it's weird looking at how it used to be. Redecorating was quite a mission. But I do get through a lot of audiobooks as I work. It's a nice colour. I'm still very happy with the colour. Here's a nice room. I do find it entertaining how neat and tidy those bookshelves are, because my bookshelves are no longer that neat and tidy as I have acquired more books. I definitely need to get some more bookshelves at some point quite soon. Okay, we're definitely getting into like the present era here, so I guess we're now in 2024. Am I going to watch any more videos? Was that really a year ago? Surely I didn't put that video up a year ago. So that was February 2024. In my head, I made that video like 3 months ago. Anyway, I don't need to have an existential crisis about time. It's fine. Like, we're into 2024 now. No, we're into 2025. Oh, no, that is... Surely I didn't make the video about sub-vocalization a year ago. That was in May 2024? Was it? I definitely thought that was like 3 months ago. Time is weird. Scrolling through many videos. Jane Austen July last year. Oh look, we've come to my Mega Dickens tier ranking. That was a fun video to make. My guide to Victorian authors, also very fun to make, which I guess was actually like more than 6 months ago now, which feels strange. So yeah, and yeah, we're now pretty much up to the present day. Okay, this has been quite a random chatty video. I hope it has been interesting in some way. I feel like it's been very long. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but I think it's been quite a long time, so I don't know how much of this footage I will actually use of me scrolling back through my old videos and having a look at them. But it does feel strange to look back through my old videos and to see myself aging in real time, and to remind myself that time is a strange thing. But yeah, this was fun. I hope you have enjoyed a little look back through the many years of Books and Things, and me returning to the exact same haircut I had when I was 22. Do let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and let me know how long you've been watching my channel, if you can remember. I'd be interested to know. Otherwise, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching this rambly video, and I'll be back very soon with another bookish video.